I'm bigcal and welcome to my world in 2022. So it is of course a new year, and while I have lots of stuff planned for the channel, I might do an update video, a channel update video in the next couple of days, but I wanted to kick off 2022 with a video of the games that I am most looking forward to that are releasing in 2022. Hopefully. We'll get to that. The list has been split into a few different sections. One is games that we have release dates for, or at least release time frames. Then we have one game in particular that has a release date, but I don't know if it's official. It's sort of half been leaked and half not been leaked yet. It's weird. And then we have games that are due to come out this year, but we don't have a release date for. And then we have some games that hopefully are coming out this year but haven't been confirmed yet. So let's just get straight into it with the first game I'm looking forward to this year, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Whatever it is, anyway. So it's a new Pokemon game. This one has a release date of January 28th, so it's coming out very, very soon, later this month. I haven't pre-ordered it, and I'm not going to buy it on release, but it is a game I'm very much interested in, and unless the reviews have it as a complete and utter shambles, I will pick it up at some point this year. I'm a big fan of the Pokemon franchise. I know a lot of people are getting rather tired of it, and I can understand why, trust me. I'm a big fan of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I was a huge fan of those. Yes, they have their faults, and I am actually planning to do a video on them at some point, hopefully later this year. I actually started working on a script for a review of them when they first came out, so I've got all the footage recorded. It's just a case of me finalising the script, getting things together and then recording it. But anyway, I enjoyed them, although obviously they do have their flaws. Pokemon Legends Arceus, that's what I'm going to call it, because it sounds like arse, and that's funny, but yeah, it's got a different take on what we know as Pokemon. For starters, it's going back in time when Pokeballs looked like they're made out of wood or whatever, and we got sort of an open worldy island type thing, but it won't probably be fully open world. Kind of looks like, you know, an extended version of the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things idea-wise that I'm very much looking forward to trying out and seeing if they work. The combat's been changed up a little bit, something that, yeah, definitely needed to happen. So I'm very much looking forward to the idea of Pokemon Arceus at the moment. Whether or not it turns out to be really good, jury's still out on that, obviously, but I have hopes for it. Graphically, does it look good? No, not really. Certainly not for like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, media franchise in the world, Pokemon, with your films and TV shows, the trading cards, merchandise, video games, everything together. It's like up there as at least one or two, just like the biggest thing on the planet. And the fact that the games don't look like they're part of something that big is definitely an issue. But I'm more interested in the gameplay and the style of the game and how it's going to work, in the past, and what new elements they're really going to bring into it, if they're going to live up to expectations. But either way, I am still looking forward to it. Even after reviews are out, even if it gets absolutely crapped on, I will at some point pick the game up. I'll just wait for a lower price, which is probably still going to happen even if the reviews are really good. I'm probably not going to buy it immediately anyway. But yeah, that's the first game that I'm looking forward to in 2022. Next up is a game that was supposed to come out 2, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, and it's the Ultra Deluxe edition of the Stanley Parable. If you haven't played this game before, I'm not really sure how to describe it. Basically, you're a guy called Stanley, you go into work one day and nobody's there. But you can hear this weird voiceover narrator guy narrating everything that you do. and he might give you hints as to where to go and what to do, and you can choose to do what he says, or you can completely and utterly ignore him. And there's so many different variations of what can happen in the game, multiple different endings. It's just a really weird and really surreal game, but it's so much fun. And they've been planning this Ultra Deluxe version for a couple of years now. It's supposed to come out at least in 2020, maybe even 2019. It's coming to consoles as well as PC. I think PC's been the only place you've been able to play it at the moment, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a fantastic game and I cannot wait to go through it again. It's been years since I played the original, so I don't remember anything. I'll pick up the Switch version of this, so that'll be cool. And there's going to be a lot of new content as well, so yay for that. At the moment, it's coming early 2022. We'll see, but they seem to be promising that it's actually coming out this time, so yay. Next up then we have one of the most interesting reveals from last year. Was it at E3 or was it just a Nintendo Direct? I think it was just a Nintendo Direct. Basically, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So this is due to come out in spring 2022. Hopefully, probably around April, May time, so that'll be good. And it's Kirby, but in 3D, big 3D open world, and it seems that he's in some sort of post-apocalyptic world. How it got like that, what's happened, we don't know. We've seen very little of it. We have seen some gameplay, of course, but still not that much. We don't know anything other than the small trailer that they've shown off. But it looks really awesome. A big fan of the Kirby series, and the fact that it's now gone into full 3D for the first time ever. The closest we got was Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards or something, when it was 2.5D. This is now finally a full 3D Kirby game, and I'm very, very hyped for that because I love 3D platforms, I love Kirby. Now we're mixing them together finally. Cannot wait to see what they do with that, so that's going to be awesome. And then we have The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero, due out in fall 22. And yeah, I'll be picking this up on Switch and PS4 because I just love the series so much and I have to have all of them. Yeah, one of them will be the big deluxe edition because they always do collector's editions and things like that. Can't quite see, but just at the top of the camera here there are some big boxes for versions of Legend of Heroes games. And Trails from Zero was a game that I never thought I would get to play because it only released in Japanese. But a couple of years ago, an amazing team of people who call themselves the Geofront, they did an English localization for Trails from Zero and the sequel Trails to Azure, which is coming out in 2023. They did fantastic localizations of that, amazing. They even made improvements and things like that, so that's where I played them on PC. But now they're getting proper console releases, official releases, and the great thing is they're actually getting help from the Geofront team. They're using their localization as the base, so it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to play through this game and its sequel next year all over again. I love the series. It's great to finally have them for people who haven't played them. They played the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, and then they've gone to Trails of Cold Steel. There are the two games that are missing, which is the From Zero and to Azure games that you really want to get all the story and know all of the characters. So it's great. It's going to be great for people to finally play those. It's going to be great for people like me who've already played them, but the unofficial localization just on PC, now I'll get to play them on console, and I'm so very happy for that. Yes! Legend of Heroes, everyone play the games, they're awesome. Right, so now we have that one game that is coming out this year, yes, but the release date is not official, but I did come across a sort of a leak of the rumoured release date. So the rumoured release date has been leaked, but the actual rumour hasn't come to fruition yet. They're just rumouring that this is going to be the release date when it gets leaked, whatever. I've got written down September 30th of the year for God of War Ragnarok. So whether or not it's coming out on that date, we don't know yet. Like I said, it's just a rumour leak thingy, but it's definitely, hopefully, still coming out in this year. The God of War on PS4, where they switch up and go to a new set of gods and a new world. It took me a while to finally play it, and when I did, I wasn't that into it, and I played for a couple of hours and it wasn't doing it for me. But I finally went back to it sometime last year, and the second time I went to play it just clicked, and yeah, I ended up loving it, and I am super hyped for the sequel now, where we get to see Thor, Odin finally, hopefully, probably. We get to unravel the mysteries of Kratos' son. Not going to spoil things there, although they technically spoiled a bunch of things in trailers. Yeah, but I'm really hyped for that. I enjoyed it way more than I was expecting to eventually, and if things just continue right off from where God of War ended, with abilities and skills and weapons, it'll be a hell of a lot better for me if we have access to just two of the weapons. The big axe and Kratos' chain thingies, whatever the hell they're called. If they got those from the start, I'll be very happy. So yeah, I'll be picking the PS4 version up of that because I don't have a PS5 and I don't plan to have a PS5 by the time this game comes out. So glad it's still coming out on PS4. I mean, technically it just literally looks like they've got God of War and they've just created a new game from that exact engine, so hopefully it'll still run perfectly fine on my base PS4 unit. Don't have a Pro or anything like that. I had no issues with God of War on my normal PS4, so hopefully this will still be the same. Now we have games that have been announced to come out in 2022, but we have absolutely no idea of a release date or a window or anything. So firstly is Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Hope. I was very surprised by this game when it was announced, for starters. I mean, you've got Mario, then you've got the Rabbids, and nobody really likes the Rabbids, but Ubisoft keep making things with the Rabbids, and yeah, but now you mix them with Mario, and they actually ended up being entertaining. And then the gameplay was literally just XCOM, but with Mario and Rabbids characters. And it was so good. I had a blast with it. And then the DLC that had a Donkey Kong, fantastic as well. So when a sequel was announced last year, very hyped for that. So it is definitely, hopefully, coming out this year. We just don't have an official time frame yet. If I had to guess, it'd probably be towards the end of the year. Yeah, but if it comes out sooner, awesome, because I really cannot wait to play. It looks like it's going to be going into space and things based on the trailer, so open up some different levels, different worlds, different characters maybe. We'll have to see what that turns out like, so cannot wait for that one. Then of course we have Bayonetta 3. They finally showed it off last year. It's like, yep, it's still coming, here's an actual gameplay trailer or whatever. Was it even gameplay? I don't know. Or just an in-game trailer. Yeah. It's like, yes, Bayonetta 3. It's finally coming out this year. Fingers crossed. Again, no date for it, but as of now, it's coming out in 2022, and I cannot wait to hack and slash my way through Bayonetta 3. And lastly, for games that are definitely supposed to be coming out this year, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. An awesome beat-em-up from... .emu or something like that. Basically the people that worked on the Streets of Rage 4 game that came out a couple of years ago that was just fantastic. Looks and plays and feels just like an original Streets of Rage, but with some modern updates. And now what they're doing is taking, the arcade Turtles game, or most people probably played Turtles in Time or even the Hyperstone Heist on the Mega Drive. Taking those games and just making a new version of those, basically. They look fantastic, it looks like it'll play very similar, a lot of same mechanics. Got all the turtles in there. My notes have just dropped off the tripod. Awesome. And you can also play as April O'Neil, and she has the classic yellow outfit that was basically the look for April O'Neil when I was growing up, in the late 80s, early 90s, the awesome cartoon series. So that's going to be fantastic. And now we have some games that hopefully will come out in 2022, but we don't know for sure at all yet. Obviously the first one is Metroid Prime 4. Just no idea. If it comes out this year, awesome, I'll pick that up. I'm a much bigger fan of the Prime games than I am the 2D games. I got the demo for Metroid Dread and I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't think the controls were very good. Not that it didn't control well technically, it's just the button combinations, the actual control layout I thought was pretty poor. Yeah, and I just wasn't feeling that. So hopefully Metroid Prime 4, being a Prime game in 3D, it'll be a lot better. I do love Metroid Prime 1 and 2. Never finished 3, so maybe I'll have to do that before. But yeah, hopefully Metroid Prime 4 will come out in 2022. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then we have Klee and Wrench, an awesome looking indie 3D platformer. And it's got heavy influences from Muppets Monster Adventure. If anyone remembers that game from the PS1, really, really good 3D platformer. One I picked up, might have picked that up last year or the year before. Really, really underrated. Yeah, and it's kind of mostly that sort of thing, along with N64 Banjo and Kazooie style. Yeah, it's from that era of the first 3D platformer games that we started getting, and it looks awesome. It plays awesome. I've been supporting the guy that's making it. I think it's just one guy, and then he gets help every now and then for certain things. But yeah, I've been supporting him on Patreon for a couple of years now, so I've had access to beta builds and things like that. But I haven't actually downloaded and played one of the betas in about a year or so, because it's getting really near to coming out. I don't want to be spoiled on anything. It's I've already played a very early version. It played really well, looked really good, so it's going to be just as good, if not better, when it finally comes out. I've had it pre-ordered since 2020, a physical edition, the special edition version that comes with a pin set. Yeah, so very excited. He is very, very much hoping that it will release in 2022. He's already disappointed that it hasn't released yet, but due to COVID and things like that, not everything's got done on time. But it's looking great, and hopefully it'll definitely, fingers crossed, come out this year. And lastly, a game that, again, is it going to come out this year? If it does, is it only going to come out in Japan this year? Do we have to wait one next year? And that is Dragon Quest III, the 2D HD remake. So it's taking the 2D HD style that Square Enix seem to have just invented out of nowhere. They did it with Octopath Traveler, which one of my favourite JRPGs on the Switch. It's now on other systems, I think, at least PC. So definitely check that one out. It's fantastic. Looks amazing. The combat system is fantastic. The music's great. The story's kind of its weaker point, sadly, but still very, very fun. There's Triangle Strategy coming out later this year, which takes the style, but it's a tactical / strategy JRPG. Not really my thing, so I'm not interested in that. But they are doing that style for Dragon Quest III, one of the top tier Dragon Quest games in my opinion. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, to have that coming out anytime really is going to be awesome, but I'm really got my fingers crossed that it's coming out this year. Like I said, it could just come out in Japan first and we have to wait another year for the English localization. I don't know, but it looks fantastic. It's going to play fantastic. It sounds fantastic based on the trailer. I really cannot wait for Dragon Quest 3 to play through it again, but in a whole new way. It's going to be amazing. So those are the games that I'm most looking forward to for 2022. And hopefully all of them will come out in 2022. We still don't know, but a bulk of them are definitely coming out unless they get some unforeseen delay. Better not get another delay. So those are the games I'm most looking forward to. I'm bigcal. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the games that I'm looking forward to. Let me know what you're looking forward to that's coming out in 2022. In 2022, and I'll see you again next time.